rankings that can be affected here. Looks like these guys are about to get ready to go here as players are readying up, tags are up. We will take a look at those rankings and the current standings after this map if we can. Give you an idea of how these two are comparing to each other so far in this season. All right, players are ready. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. And it's game time, baby. Connex 5 here. Finally getting started with this DW versus EU Challenger League matchup. Everybody was able to get into the game and get kicked off shortly, so props to everyone for being ready to go as soon as we were able. Early on here on Goose. Ooh, swarming. See that air rocket on his teammate by Paw. Takes out Rain for good measure to even it right back out. You see the swarm around the 100 armor area. We'll be spawning in 3 seconds. Link guns coming in for red, blues. Trying to flak him off it. Rain does grab that first 100 armor. So this is going to be one of the key fights over and over is who can take back this 100 armor area. This is kind of the default sort of arena in this map. In between shield belt and amp spawns. See Rockets pushing through now. The double team up there as Pod goes down. DW out to an early lead. We're going to take a look at the first shield belt spawn and who can get in position for it first. One of the easier shield belts to steal as well in this game just because of how exposed it is, how many ways there are to grab it. Uzi ran away with it, so we'll see what he can do. That extra armor, looking for some spawners to take out with that link gun. Ooh, it does take some goo, but backing up. Again, back into that 100 armor area, but we are going to see an amp spawn at the same time. So he's going to be pushing through. Rockets coming out. He's got 3 red around him. Has to be careful. Doesn't want to kiss a flak ball on the way in. You can see DW lined up all around this amp well ahead of time. Able to keep them pushed out. Valak grabs it, who also has 100 armor. So that'll be a good opportunity to try to extend this lead as they're only up 5. No real hit scan weapon, so flak's not going to do him any good long range like that. So EU so far doing a pretty solid job of winning this amp runner, but ooh, a goo pile on the ground. And Valak goes down just like that. Uzi's got it in his hands with just a couple seconds left. More importantly though, that shield belt spawn. Massa did grab it. Let's go on board with him. See what he does. We've got a little bit of time now in between power-ups. Let's take a look at the scoreboard and see how everything is looking. Pretty close game, although despite a pretty solid damage advantage for DW here. So Rocket's coming out. We do see him on that run. Allows you to be so much more aggressive whenever you have that extra 150 armor. This is kind of a medium-sized map. I'd say it's definitely not one of the small, crazier ones like something like Rankin. But you can definitely find a lot of folks to get into scraps with once you grab a power-up. And we do have both of them spawning at the same time now. DW has been getting in place for this amp well ahead of time. This time again, they're 5-10 seconds ahead of time. Enables them to lock out EU, grab it. Get a couple of kills here. Oh, that would have been a big sniper shot, and Ted takes a rocket, goes down. Dusik earns himself an amp run. Got the sniper rifle in his hands, but he misses. Tamerlane makes him pay. So a bunch of big pushes. So Tamerlane grabbed that shield belt, went over to amp, took it right back. And now 10 seconds to go. Might just push them away from that 100 armor. Ooh, a split second late. He's got to be careful now. He's flacking himself with that amp flak. Oh, and you see him hiding down there by the water. They're able to multi-team him, take him down, and kill that amp run. Not a whole lot of damage output on any of these amp runs so far. It is kind of in a vulnerable position, so grabbing that amp, especially since you drop it whenever you die, you got to be careful, especially on a map like this where you're kind of caught in a corner there. You don't want to leave the area and dive out into any spam, end up giving it right back to the other team. So shield belt spawns in just a few seconds. DW once again has people all over it. We'll see if EU can challenge. Doesn't look like it, so that gets grabbed again. And we're just going to head back down to amp. Actually, it's going to be spawning again real soon. Expect to see DW, if the history is any indication, show up here in just a few seconds to start fending EU off. And EU coming around the corner is Dusik with the sniper rifle, but pretty much all alone here is DW again, all over this shock and amp area. It's going to spawn. He takes a sniper shot, though. Dusik, nice job changing targets, but still in a one-on-one situation here. Valet may have to go ahead and take that. He goes down immediately, and Dusik has just been pushing his way through. He drops it, though. Who will end up with it? There seems to be a scrap right around that area. And the amp is still on the ground. Nobody saw it, so Dusik goes and picks up his own amp sniper rifle. Gets the kill. His teammates finally show up to give him some support. They get a couple of kills out of that. And EU now with a chance. Try to close this gap. You see Dusik trying to give his teammates some cover, fighting over that belt, but another one going to DW as they get a couple more kills out of that. You can see, though, pulling a little bit more even now. EU with that amp run, finally getting some time on the clock, and they've been challenging some of these shield belts a little bit better as well. Again, shield belt a bit easier to steal on this map if you don't get there ahead of time, and DW has been ahead of both of the power-ups. Most of the spawns. And pretty much simultaneous. Look at that. All three pickups going to spawn at the same time. Be interesting to see what happens in mid here. You've got a bit of a lag in the amp, so you can grab the shield belt, then head down to that amp. I expect to see some fights over the belt. You see DW over, but they don't seem to have the exact timing, so EU now with a chance to jump on there. Uzi does grab it. Amp's going to spawn right now. DW in position for that amp. An interesting move. EU does not challenge that amp at all. They took that shield belt back over to the 100 armor area, and now it's going to be on DW's shoulder to push into there against that armor with that amp. Oh, a headshot by Dusik takes out Tamerlane. Another one. Double kill there by Dusik. Earns himself an amp sniper rifle. Only down by 5 with a chance here. Get a couple more kills in and maybe try to pull even. But not having any luck finding targets. Again, this is sort of a medium-sized map. The footprint isn't huge, but it's got a bit of complexity to it, so you really have to rely on your teammates to give you those call-outs. Hell, another headshot by Dusik. Not going to prevent that 100 armor grab, but definitely negating it, so still a 5 frag lead for DW, but EU looking strong here in the middle part of the game. We're about to approach the halfway point. With Dusik going on a killing spree. Oh, shoots his teammate in the back and then goes down, but a little bit of a caster's curse there, but Uzi this time grabbing that shield belt, so EU grabbing themselves another power-up, really turning the control around in the middle of this game, although they do need to try to convert that now into some points. You see Scandalous up there, able to extend that lead back up to 7. What I'm seeing right now is a lot of the DW players are doing a better job of running as a group, so even when EU players, you know, whenever they do assert that control, they do have more weapons, armor, HP. DW has been doing a great job of making sure that they have the numbers advantage in most situations. Let's head down to this amp as it's going to be spawning right now. You see a big fight. You see EU pushing in late again. DW there ahead of time, but Scandalous got pushed out. So EU, oh, another headshot, this time by Tamerlane. We're seeing headshots left and right this game. Tamerlane with another double kill there. Rockets coming in all over Scandalous. He's going to try to take this one back with a sniper rifle in mid. Shield belt is up. This will be a big fight here. They do steal it right in front of EU. Oh, and the double kill. Scandalous on fire right now. Up to a 10 frag lead with that amp run. Flat coming out. Ooh, they see the rockets just missing. There's a lot of interesting angles in that 100 armor area. You do get a rocket launcher spawn in there. Lots of spawn points for players. Some nice, almost Rocket Arena-esque duels in there with the jump pads, with the lift jumps and the... Oh, the nice flat ball there. 3 quick kills with the assists on top of it. And Scandalous here lighting up the scoreboard in the last 10 seconds. Pushing it up to a 13 frag lead. A headshot there. So Scandalous on a roll. Big flat coming out on Dusik. They kill each other. So Scandalous and Dusik, 2 players that have been key for their team so far in this game, killing each other there. That's going to allow EU to grab another shield belt. So down to up to a 14 frag lead. EU still keeping control of that shield belt, or at the very least contesting it, but this amp still going to DW, mostly been in their hands. This is what EU's going to have to look at changing if they want to try to come back in this one towards the end. Ooh, Scandalous. A couple of big shots there, but he does go down. Dusick able to get a double kill. Paw's going to have the amp in his hands. Let's just switch over to his perspective. Couple of quick kills with that amp, and this is exactly what EU needs if they want to try to charge their way back into this one, but DW able to answer right back, killing those weak players, sweeping them out, and back to a 12 frag lead. Just under 5 minutes to go. We do have a shield belt spawning now. We'll head over to it. Right up top, you do have the battle over this top area. Of course, that higher ground going to give you a bit of advantage. Oh, you see the goo chasing them down. Got to be careful of that. So Dusick now with some armor and dual enforcers. We do have the 100 armor taken by Uzi, it looks like. So EU making a bid to try to control these armors a little bit better, and they're back to within 8, so cutting that lead in half in the past few minutes. So good job by EU. They were able to grab some of these power-ups. Oh, coming back in striking distance, down to a 6 frag lead. Dusick on a killing spree again. He's been hot all game. If he can get this amp in his hands, he's got a little bit of armor. This could be a big moment in this match. Got 1 second to go. He's going to have a chance to grab it. He's got DW, though, pushing in from that shock area. 3 of them in front of him, but they've all got enforcers. If he can go... Oh, right in their face. 2 kills in a row. Dusick looking for the 3rd. Great job by Tamerlane of avoiding him and the teammates coming from behind and taking him out, but still a great push there by Dusick, pulling within 5. Do we have 15 seconds left on this amp, though, so Tamerlane can try to gain some of those points back. Surrounded by EU right now. It's got targets everywhere. There's an amped headshot. Another headshot for Tamerlane, pushing it back up to 7 points. And Clot now gonna start being a factor. And we'll see if EU continues to be aggressive, or if they decide to, if DW decides to be a little more passive, as EU's gonna have to be scrambling to look for them to try to get as many kills as possible. They essentially just want to force fights at this point. You see Tamerlane here with 18 HP. He's going to need to try to find himself some health. There's not a ton of health on this map, and what health there is spread out. There's 3 packs you can grab around the bottom of the map, but of course, kind of a dead area. There's no power. If there's no power-up spawning, you can be kind of out of the play, and you're also very vulnerable to attack from all different directions. You see Dusick plucking him out of the sky. Let's head over to this shield belt spawning, and then we have amp right after that. 2 very, very important power-ups as it's down to a 4 frag lead. EU trying to make the comeback happen. Still plenty of time now, pulling within 3. You see them running together now. Mats has got that shield belt in his hands. Amp spawns. Valet's going to have it, but what does he decide to do? Does he try to extend this lead, or does he try to just hide and keep it away from the other team? They see them pushing it up to a 4. Another headshot for Tamerlane. I think he's up to 5 headshots this game. So a huge performance by Tamerlane so far. Just trying to hang on to this lead for 2 more minutes, up to 5. Those power-ups coming up huge. You see the health and armor for EU, most of them just now respawning. And there you go. That amp expires with a 7 frag lead and 2 minutes to go. DW in great position, but EU still staying within striking distance. Nice patient combo there by Valet. Oh, gets eaten by the bio rifle there, so a big opportunity. Gets shot out of the air, and Valet's got to be careful now. Down to 8 health himself. We're going to scoot up here to Belt. Scandalous with it in his hands. It's going to give him a lot more survivability to put some pressure. Remember, EU's the ones that have to be extra aggressive here. Scandalous, though, eats some damage there. Now he's going to be on the run. We do have 100 armor spawning. 20 seconds till this amp spawns still. So we're going to head down to amp and get an idea of who's setting up there. 8 frag lead. DW been able to win this last minute or so, and that's absolutely huge. It was down to a 2 frag lead before they took that amp away and extended that lead. A couple more kills coming back and forth, though. Dusick with another headshot. I feel like Dusick and Tamerlane have just been exchanging headshots back and forth all game. EU does get this amp in their hands. This is exactly what they need. Down to a 4 frag lead with less than a minute to go. They have to chase people down. Shots coming out. People going down in mid. Amp gets picked up and dropped. It's going to be a mad scramble in mid right now. Dusick has it in his hands. Amp sniper rifle. Oh, up close and personal. So you see Scandalous chasing him down with that link gun, and that may have been the kill that puts it away. Up by 5, and with the amp in their hands, looks like DW is going to hang on to this one. Give you a quick view. The accuracy's there. Like I said, Dusik and Tamerlane, just from spectating, yeah, so many kills, both shooting over 40% with the sniper rifle. 21 kills with the sniper by Dusik. Only 9 kills by Tamerlane, but I feel like half of those have been headshots. As it is, DW gonna hang on to this one. EU fought their way all the way back into this one. Came just a couple of shots short. They were within 2. They were within 5 with a couple minutes to go. But DW hanging on to take the first match of the day and get that point on the board. So yeah, you look at significantly more amp time for DW, significantly more belts though for EU. We did see them running that side of the map effectively. And the damage differential, not huge, but there. I thought 1,000 more damage, or actually exactly 1,100, or no, what, yeah, exactly 1,100 more damage for DW. So probably about what you would expect, pretty close across the board. Despite having, I think it went up to, what, a 15 to 17 frag lead somewhere around the middle of the map, something like that. So EU definitely showing that they're capable of coming back. Not able to chase that one down, but we'll see what happens here on map 2. You know, we did have a lot of camera time for Tamerlane. I don't know if we caught the specific air rocket he's talking about, though. Dusik looking like he's needing a couple minutes. We definitely caught a ton of headshots between Dusik and Tamerlane. Those are really the two. Okay, looks like we got a crash here, so we'll have just a couple minutes while they get resituated. That will give us an opportunity then. We'll just head over for a split second here, take a quick peek at what we're seeing here. So Euphoria versus DRUCKWELLE. Again, map 1, Goose. DW hanging on to that one. We do have Deck, obviously, and then the 2v2. You see the rosters, you see the maps. We'll have Uzi versus Tamerlane and Massive versus Scandalous. So some very, very interesting matches to come in this one. Give you a quick peek at the brackets as well while we're waiting for them to get back in here. So the number 1 and number 2 teams currently in the rankings for the Challenger Division. You see how even all of those points are between those. And of course, we still have number 1 versus number 2 in the Epic Division left to play. Looking to get that one scheduled soon, but keep an eye on info for that. We will get back into the game. And of course, don't forget to follow all of the social media for Razor Edge and UTPL. Gonna see all the info about Season 2, about all the relegation information, when they get that 1 versus 2 for the Epic League scheduled. Jump in Discord, follow them on social media. That's how you'll get all of your information. Or of course, you can always send a telegram to the admins. So one thing that'll be interesting to see here is, we saw EU get off to a really fast start. I think they were up by 5 to 10 within just a few minutes, pushed it up even higher than that in the first half. And then, DW had the lead. EU kind of ground their way back in all the way down to a 2 frag lead. I think about 4 minutes to go or something like that. Kind of went back and forth from there. DW maintained the lead the whole time, but EU is just step away, just one big shot here or there, tying it back up. Just came up short. Look to see if you can repeat that pattern, because sometimes whenever you have 2 teams playing each other, you'll see one team fall into a pattern of falling behind early and then having to fight their way back into it. We'll see if EU gets in that same situation, or if they can find a way to keep the first few minutes even, or even pull out ahead, because I think they'll be in pretty confident position if that's the case. All right, players are ready. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. And it's game time, baby. Connex 5 here with map 2 of our 4v4 portion of this matchup. We just saw DW just hang on, fighting off an EU comeback. And now we're on map 2 with DW up 1-0 in this matchup. Of course, major implications for the Challenger League final rankings in this one, and potential relegation teams as well. First 100 armor going to Scandalous. We did see him all over those power-ups last game. We also saw a crazy performance. Tamerlane and Dusik both just going absolutely nuts with the sniper rifle for their respective teams. Pointed out before, and at about the 3 to 5 minute mark of the last game, DW had a double-digit lead, pushed it up a little bit higher, and then the second half is when EU was able to fight their way back into it. They were pretty even past that mark. So let's see if DW can pull out to a lead again, or if EU manages to keep it close early on. If they do, you feel like you've got to like their odds to at least feel confident playing again in the second half of this map. Right now, E up by 2, or DW up by 2. Good job. You see them sharing those weapons. We do have an amp spawning right now. Let's head over that direction across the central area of this map. You have DW getting into position for the amp again, way ahead of time. On Goose, they were there 5 to 10 seconds early. Ooh, shots ringing out. Nice sniper shot to protect that power up. Scandalous now going to have an amped sniper rifle to run around with. And EU, though, pulling within 2 now. Scandalous is going to be awfully dangerous now that he's back up to 88 over 90. With a sliding shot right there. Almost hit his teammate. Decided to go in for it. They get a couple more, extending that lead to 5. He's got targets all over mid. Dusik goes down to the double snipe there. And Scandalous with a Twitch sniper shot. That's exactly what you want on this map. You want amp sniper in mid, finding those spawners, plucking them out of the sky. And now 4 frag lead for DW. And this is very similar to what we saw at the beginning of Goose. So a little bit of time until the power-up spawn. We'll take a quick look at our numbers early on. So he's splitting those shield gun pickups, the entire amp run going to DW again. That pretty much being the difference in the game at this point. Scandalous with a nice move there to get out of flak area cleanly. That's not the easiest thing. He made it look easy, but there's so many players that we see respawn, grab flak, and just immediately plunge down into the goo there. Scandalous on a killing spree now, just camping out those spawners and mystifying them, turning them into jelly. The flak primary. Ooh, Scandalous meant to leave one for his teammate there. Didn't work, but they do get the kill. And up to a 10 frag lead. And this is basically a carbon copy of what we saw at the beginning of Goose. The question now is, will DW be able to extend and hang on to this lead? Or is EU going to come storming back again? Here's an opportunity now. Both teams fighting over that amp, and DW again snagging that amp. You see double amped Enforcer. These are going to be extremely scary to be pushing up against. To see that 44 damage per shot, double the fire rate. Incredibly scary up close, especially. You see him just charging up against the sniper rifle. Then Tamerlane now on a rampage continues his dominance in this matchup. I think he had, again, we didn't count the exact number, but it looked like something like 4 or 5 headshots on Goose. So definitely feeling himself right now. We're gonna back up a bit and see the fight over the shield belt down there on the bridge. EU now pulling back within 5, so definitely not giving up again. The comeback that they staged on Goose is gonna give them a lot of confidence. If they can just stay within striking range of this map, they know they can come back. But DW pushing back up to 11 points, just trying to get an opportunity to run away with it. If you can push it up to 15 to 20 points in team deathmatch, that's kind of where that breaking point is. That's when you're going to not really be in a quick striking range. That's when you're looking at a couple of amp runs. Of course, the bigger your lead, the longer it's going to take them to try to whittle it back down. So that's how that comfort zone is affected by that. 13 frags right on that borderline. Amp's going to be up in 5. We'll head over. You see the jumping around there by Tamerlane, trying to get an angle. EU underneath it, so Uzi with a chance to fight his way up to it. He gets 1 kill up top. He's going to have Scandalous jumping down on him, and Scandalous, again, all over the power-ups today. no weapon in his hands, but he does keep it away from EU, who has managed to fight back into it. Only a 7-frag lead there. And at this point, just about 5 minutes in, yeah, this is almost a carbon copy. I mean, almost exactly the same back and forth that we saw on Goose up to this point. Oh, the mid-air rocket off the wall. Smart play there, just being patient. Hitting him with that amped splash damage. So now an 11-frag lead. But we do have flak balls coming out, though, so Scandalous may go down here. He does have 100 armor that'll spawn soon that he can back into to protect himself. Oh, almost a brilliant falling combo there. You saw what he wanted, couldn't quite make it hit. And Masta now jumping in his face. The nice wall runs, but good teamwork there by Uzi. They trade those kills. This is a map where flanking is so important, calling out when you need help from your teammates. You're going to see that a lot. Tamerlane way ahead of the shield belt there, almost pays for it. Does take a couple sniper shots from Paul. You see him up top and flak down in his face with the falling headshot. Protects him, turns him away, and now Uzi's stuck down there in a tough situation, but Tamerlane, only 10 health, but nice. You heard him get that call out from Rain. You also probably heard some footsteps there, so good awareness. Turning a dangerous situation into a kill, and now still only looking at 60 damage. Dusik grabbing that amp. Looks like he went down. Uzi's gonna have it. We'll head over to his perspective. This is a chance for them to pull this back into single digits. Only down by 10. Not even halfway through this one. Uzi with another kill. With that amped Lincoln. He's got targets all in front of him in mid. UW's got to be careful here. He's going to be able to jump right in their face. Oh, the flak shreds him. But not before cutting it to an 8-frag lead. And EU right back into this one. Belt's going to be spawning soon. Tamerlane was all over it last time. He does have the spawn time on it. He's been getting there a couple seconds early, though. So see if EU gets wind of that. They can throw a rocket or a combo down on there ahead of time. They can knock him off it, perhaps get a kill and steal that power up for themselves. But as it is, Tamerlane with the belt. We'll see what he can do with it. We have got to have a bit of time until the other power-up spawns. We'll take a quick look at the scoreboard. Again, Tamerlane continuing just highly efficient play today. Already almost 3,000 damage halfway through this one. Take a quick look at his stats. Still shooting, this time 47%, 9 kills with it. That is a legitimate accuracy with 50 shots taken, let me tell you. Amp time completely in DW's hands. Really, that's been the difference so far. They've been fighting back and forth over the belts. I think EU maybe having more of a problem timing the belts on this map. They were all over it in Goose, and this is another map where it's very vulnerable, so it's easy to steal if you have timing. But Scandalous there, able to take the amp and the belt, gets one kill. Oh, has Uzi trapped down in the pit, but he's going to have to run away because he's out of sniper ammo. This is a dangerous spot for Scandalous. Oh, with 4 enforcer shots in a row, all kinds of damage coming out there. And up to a 10-frag lead. Again, these amp runs have been absolutely critical for DW. Managing to fight their way back up to a 12-frag lead. This is where they want to be. If you're in that double-digit range, again, going to be very difficult for one amp run to turn the tables and flip the script instantly, as it were. So anywhere from 15 to 20 would be a reasonably comfortable lead on this map going into the last minute or so. But as it is just past the halfway point, still plenty of time for EU to put something together. Belt's going to be spawning soon. We'll head up there. Tamerlane and actually DW in general. Scandalous, I think, grabbed that last one with the boots. They've been getting it on this belt a couple seconds early. They miss it this time. EU now maybe with a chance to get control of it themselves, but you see Scandalous down there, and EU just completely off of their timing here. And this is something that's pretty easy to get into. Oh, it looks like Scandalous took some damage on that one. But yeah, as you get into the halfway point of Team Deathmatch, it's pretty easy to lose track of some of these power-ups and just sort of forget to time them. Looks like that's where EU is finding themselves. And when you look at the different sort of tiers of our Team Deathmatch teams, that's kind of what separates some of the best ones. Is they'll get to the three-quarter way of the map, completely chaos all over the map, people scrambling around, enforcers flying back and forth, weapons getting shared, and then they still are right on top of those power-ups, and that's so key in differentiating yourselves throughout the course of a long map. So Valet with the amp in his hands, he's Down to 16 HP. Catches the spawner. Stuck in the slime. Another 255 damage combo there. Max damage. Just eviscerating him, and now up to a 17 frag lead. DW perhaps ready to run away with this one, but EU not giving up. We do have belt spawning right now. We'll head over to it just to see who gets a chance for a run. Ooh, Tamerlane getting challenged by Uzi. You see the fight down there in the goo. Getting knocked down into it. Tamerlane just escapes. Look at that, 3 HP, but that shield belt completely negated by the challenge there by EU. That's one of the best challenges EU's really put on the shield belt all game so far. Look at that, 8-2. DW's been all over the power-up. If EU's not going to be able to grab it, they need to at the very least throw some shots down there and make DW pay when they do grab it. So Amp's going to be spawning here in 5 seconds. We're going to go ahead and head across the map. Interesting, DW, nobody on this backside by Bio Rifle. They're all going to have to fight their way across the map. This could be a chance for EU to get an Amp in their hands. Scandalous down low, taking some sniper shots. EU is all over this Amp. They do grab it. Get 1 kill, and this is going to be absolutely critical if they want to come back in this one. They need to get some kills on this Amp run. They need to find some targets first and foremost. And Masta eating some rockets. Actually, no, eats a sniper rifle shot. He goes down. DW's got it in his hands. Trying to get the shot off. Can't make it happen. So back and forth, these teams just trading that Amp, but nothing really critical. So that's going to be a minor victory for DW there. As EU had a great opportunity with that Amp. Cutting down the lead just a little bit, but not the kind of run that they want if they want to try to come back into this one. So still a 10 frag lead. Still time. Ooh, a nice headshot there by Rain. Still time for EU to get back into this one, but they're going to have to make something happen immediately because that clock's going to become awfully important here in just about another minute and a half. We're going to have a couple more Amp runs, and the next Amp is going to be critical to determining if EU has a chance to come back in this one. We do have the shield belt up. Valiant, oh, missing it, but Rain waiting right there, and they do get some shots on him, but still gets away with 119 over 150. So many clean shield belt grabs for DW in this one. That's something to keep an eye on with these final statistics, especially on deck with all of the goo and how vulnerable it is. It can sometimes be misleading to see which team grabs more shield belts, but in this case, DW has been escaping after grabbing it with tons of armor. You see the grab of that Amp by Scandalous. This is so critical. Doesn't even need to go on a huge Amp run here. Just keep it out of EU's hands and run out that clock. Finally turns around and sees that Enforcers coming in behind him, but Amp is over with a 12 frag lead and under 2 minutes to go, up to 14 frags. DW taking control of this map and trying to finish this one off strong. EU's going to have to make something crazy happen here if they want to come back into this one. Only 1 Amp run to go, and it's not for another 45 seconds, so they're not going to be able to rely on that. DW in great position to finish this one off. Quick look at the scoreboard. Tamerlane continuing. And you see Dusik with the damage output as well. So the same 2 stars that we saw in the first map. 48% accuracy with 69 shots fired, up to 50% now. 35 of 70 with the sniper rifle. Tamerlane really feeling it today. We'll double check Dusik just for comparison's sake. Pretty impressive stats on his side as well. But right now it looks like DW poised to take the second of 2 points here and go up 2-0 in this matchup. Oh, Tamerlane had the Amp, decided to get greedy, went for that shield belt as well. Oh, eats a rocket, and that's what we needed to see from EU all game. They make a great play on the shield belt there. They knock them off it. They get the kill, punishing him with the rocket. That play right there, that's probably the best challenge that EU's put on DW for the belt down there all game. Unfortunately coming with a minute to go and pulling back within 10 for a moment there. Now back up to back up to a 13 frag lead, but EU not giving up, showing that they have every capability of hanging with DW in this matchup, but just coming up a little bit short for the second map in a row. But credit DW. Again, great power-up control. Look how, you know, we saw them physically being all over them, but look at the discrepancy between the two teams, and that really telling the tale right there. Again, though, only a 500-point difference in damage between the two, so EU, actually pretty impressive how much damage they've been able to output, or how close they've been able to stay in damage output compared to DW, considering how many of the power-ups DW got, especially on this map. But that said, all that matters is that final score, and DW now with the first 2 points of the day. We should see this 2v2 match starting here shortly. We'll take a quick peek at this brackets page. Looks like we're going to have Dusik and Dev versus some combination of those three for DW, Seko, Mighty, and Rain. Looks like we're going to see Deck again as map 2, but Rankin first. And then perhaps Cannon as map 3. So an interesting mix of maps there. The UT2K4 demo map. Of course, Deck being one of the earliest deathmatch games from the Unreal days, and then Cannon being new to UT4, so a nice mix up there. Keeping things varied. We do have the 2v2 game up, so we're gonna head right over there. Following Twitch chat, people talking about, you know, the maps, and of course, like I said the last couple weeks, Season 2 for UTPL in the works now, being planned. Go jump into Discord, be part of that conversation. There's still a lot to be ironed out as far as, you know, maps, rules, I don't know, overall organization. You know, definitely want to be part of that. And yeah, people talking about other maps being played. Satika. If anyone's curious to see how Satika plays, I think I casted something like, I don't know, something like 14 hours of Satika in the old Captain of Satika tournament. So if you go to youtube.com/conx5, you will have my archive there. And every time that, actually, I think it's one long cast. It might be one log video on there. I forget if I broke it out, but yeah, definitely, if you want to see some Satika, that is the place to go. Not sure if they're waiting to get some players in the server now. We've only got one. I'll double check, make sure they didn't start a separate instance here. It looks like only the one on the server, so just waiting for everyone to get in here. It does look like we have some of the hubs back up and running, so good to see some players back online after all of the login issues that we had earlier. So everyone blames Star Wars. Nightbot maybe getting a little lag there, but yeah, of course, if you like the words that I say, you can hear me say more words. Of course, on Twitch/conx5 or YouTube/conx5. And of course, if you like to see the UTPL stuff, I believe they have that archived here right on this channel. I don't know if they have a YouTube channel that they've been archiving it on. I'll let the admin, you know, comment on that, where the best way is to watch those old matches here. All right, looks like we got players joining in. So Rain and Dusik, let's see what we had as the announced rosters. Looks like EU's going to be Dusik and Dev. DW's got 3. They've got Rain, Mighty, and Seko Maniac. All set up to kind of be eligible, I guess, if you will. Pause joining in. I'm not sure. All right, looks like EU then going with Dusik and Pa. I'm not sure if that is dev on the website. I know some people have slightly different names in-game versus on the site, but in any case, 3 of 4 in the server. Rankin, Deck, and Cannon will be the maps in this matchup. It looks like they ran out of time and it got started. We're going to let them just... Oh, no, they're just in warm-up mode. Gotcha. Okay, well, we'll let them go ahead and warm up, do some parkour for us while we wait for the 4th player to jump in here. And there you go. Quick update by Rain. Says he's coming. So if you need to grab another beer, grab another root beer, grab another root, I don't know. Grab maybe a bowl of gummy bears to munch on as you watch along with this. You know, whatever it is that you like to chew on, now might be the time to do it. Just waiting for this 4th player to get in here. So here's a thought. Here's a conversation, perhaps with some intrigue for Twitch chat while we're here. So what is the best game type for Rankin? We've seen 4v4, 2v2 duel. It's one of those maps, along with Deck for that matter. In fact, you know, both maps that we're going to see to start off this matchup played in every single game type. So the question is, which one's best for which? I'll put that out for both Deck and Rankin. Should they both stay for every game mode, or should they be swapped around? I know some people, especially in this game, kind of have some polarized opinions on Deck as a dual map. I think the same thing maybe for Rankin as a 4v4 map. That was definitely a controversial pick in UT2K4 with so few weapons in such a small map, but still definitely got played. We've definitely seen some. In fact, I think we had an overtime game earlier in the season on this map, so it's not like it can't bring good games, but yeah, these are all questions that are coming up leading into UTPL Season 2. So, you know, just poking the ant hill a little bit. I actually personally think that this map does not... I don't think it gives you enough opportunity to find a weapon 4v4. But I think 2v2, it's a much smaller issue. Also, it's much harder for teams to come back and take control back in this map in 4v4. It's not impossible. We've actually seen teams hold the back area of the map, hold that rocket launcher stinger area, and win. You can win by hardly grabbing any amps, especially now that the amp drops when you kill them. But it's a much more passive way of playing than I think people are used to learning. All right, looks like players are ready. And here is the countdown, 3, 2, 1, and it's game time, baby. Connex 5 kicking off the 2v2 portion of our matchup today. We just saw DW hanging on twice in 4v4 EU, fighting from behind but not able to complete the comeback on either map, but still looking dangerous. So now we're here at best of 3 scenario this time in 2v2. We're going to start off on Rankin. We'll be moving over to Deck second and Cannon as a tiebreaker if necessary. And right off the bat, EU taking the lead. I'm not sure if EU has been in the lead at all until now today. I think they were trailing pretty much the entirety of the 4v4 matches, despite coming back being within single digits, sometimes within 1 or 2. And now an early lead for them, up 3-0. So a quick start. They try to give DW a taste of their own medicine. Front running. Belt's gonna spawn in 10 seconds. Dusik does have an angle on it. He's going to have some low health, though, so he backs up. Pa's going to be in position to take it. And both armors going to EU early on in this one. In great position to try to build an even bigger lead early on, but there's a big flak by Rain. Fighting Pa off despite that armor. You see Dusik up top taking shots down low. Everybody weak. Dusik with a chance to get a wipe there. There you go, back-to-back shots taken out those low health players, and now the Amp gonna spawn right below him, and there's a flak ball to the face. Rain with the double kill. Huge clutch shots there with the flak balls, making him kiss the smiley face. Grabs that Amp, and another kill to pull within 2, and just like that, we've got ourselves, a 1-point game. And EU coming right back at him, taking them out knowing they were weak, but still down to 3 points. So Pa's gonna swing around and grab that belt, and EU right now looking more like they did in the second half of Goose, where they were really fighting over those power-ups, getting in position ahead of time. They had a little bit of trouble on deck, really contesting them consistently. That has not been the case so far in this 2v2, but of course still a lot of time left to go. Dusik just continues to be on fire right now. Ooh, nice splash damager from the Rockets going around that pillar. Oh, Dusik with a chance to get a spawn kill here. A couple more shots will do it. There it is. Now an 8-point lead. Amp and Shield Belt will be spawning at the same time. Dusik gonna take a little bit of damage, but he's gonna have basically a free grab of it. Now Amp sniper rifle in his hands. Surprised he doesn't pull out the Stinger here, actually. He's been hitting everything with the sniper rifle, but so dangerous to rely on that home run shot. Looking for that instant kill, but Pa with the nice flanking maneuver there, circling around his teammate. Had more health to work with, and now finding that spawner and in a great position there, going on a killing spree. As EU now almost in a double-digit lead early on in this one. $100 Armor's actually been up for quite a while now. Interesting to see if both teams lost track of it. Dusik can certainly see it now. Oh, and the falling headshot. Mid-air, grabbing him out of the air, taking his head off, and now going up by double digits. Strong opening first few minutes here for EU. We are just about a quarter of the way into this one. Another shield belt for EU as Pa swings around and takes it. Look at that. Only 1 armor at all for DW so far. That's been that shield belt early on. Amp time pretty even between the two, but this is definitely a big statistic to keep an eye on if EU's going to try to maintain this lead, is controlling those armors. Remember in the 4v4 we saw them very close, basically matching the damage that DW was able to output on them. Ooh, but armor making a big difference. A nice link spam there. Just that last shot, taking him out. Amp has actually been up for a few seconds. You gotta fight over it, and you see Dusik now wisely backing up, grabbing it instantly with the payoff. Sniper rifle kill, and now he's gonna have a chance to push through this map and find those spawners. Another 100 armor, this time going to Pa. They are all over it. Another kill there with that Amp sniper rifle. The way he's been shooting, Dusik with an Amp sniper is going to be extremely scary pretty much all day, so DW gonna need to keep one or the other out of his hands. So tough on this map, given that of course they spawn side by side. Oh, had 2 shots to the back, and Dusik missing probably the easiest shots of the day there. Able to circle around and follow it up, getting the kill. Rain makes it pay with a little bit of a combo. And there we go, the Stinger fire coming in, and Dusik finally goes down. But still an 11 frag lead now for EU. Take a quick look at that scoreboard, and pretty much what we've been seeing. We did see 100 armor going to DW finally, but still only 1 of each pickup. And you see that 7, 4, and 2 for EU. They've just been absolutely dominating the pickups, and this time dominating the damage as well. Not even halfway through, but 14 frag lead early on in this one. And if EU can keep pushing and push this up to a 20 or 30 frag lead, that may be all that they need to finish this one off. And Seko takes out Dusik, and Rain taking out Pa, so So Rain grabbing some armor and an amp. This is a chance for him to make some noise. There's one big combo, looking for someone else to get a shot on the spawners. Not where he expected, so no easy shots around that shock rifle. Does have one right below him now. Don't know if he realizes. There it is, just standing combo there. Nice and patient to protect his teammate. Ooh, he had a spawner behind him, but he didn't see him. But he does get another shot on Dusick, who answers back with the headshot. So trades happening there. DW pulling within 12. But EU's still in great position here. Ooh, back-to-back combos. The damage output by Rain there, massive. Only getting one kill, but look at Paw running around with 12 HP now. Oh, the bio rifle just slides underneath Dusick there. Almost got him from behind. Instead, he answers back. Yeah, when Dusick's running around with that sniper rifle, the way he's been shooting today, you do not want to stand toe-to-toe and try to outduel him. So we're looking at a 15 frag difference here. We've got amp spawning in 10 seconds. We'll swing over to that. 100 armor is going to spawn right afterwards, and then belt. So could see a progression of pickups here where if one team can assert control, they could take all three. See the pincer attack by DW. I watched the World War II channel as well. That's where I learned. Ooh, learned how to play team deathmatch. General Patton, basically. And so back-to-back kills there. Oh, a nice shot there by Dusick, just barely missing. Could have taken out that amp with a headshot. So EU trading power-ups there, and they're going to back up just a bit. Ooh, with that lower damage set, dives right at the entire DW team. Taking out shot after shot, and Dusick on a roll here, able to get a couple kills and negate that belt. So DW finally gets something going. But that amp sniper rifle, erasing it just that quickly. So 100 armor is going to spawn, and then the shield belt. Watch the rotation here as we're past the halfway point. EU still firmly in control of this one. Head over to belt. You did see the enforcer kill there. Now we've got an enforcer battle back and forth, kind of a gunfight. I mean, I guess all the fights in this game are a gunfight, but we'll say a Wild West gunfight. Just chasing everyone down, and you see Paw able to pick up a whole bunch of weapons off of that. Still has armor and amp in his hand, so a big win there by Paw. And now a chance to extend this lead and perhaps put this one away, as clock's gonna start being a big factor here, but he ends up going down Rain, putting all kinds of pressure on him. Trading kills there, not a bad outcome, and now Dusick's running around. He has amp at only 37 HP. He's gonna have to be careful, and so that essentially neutralized the amp there. So Rain diving at him with that link gun, gets one kill, goes down himself, but basically neutralizes that amp, and no extra kills there coming out for EU. So kind of a minor victory there for Rain. See if that comes into play. As it is, EU still continuing to extend this lead slowly but steadily. Doubling up DW at this point, but that said, on ranking, you never know. There's still 5 minutes to go. It's such a small map. But if DW doesn't get something rolling here soon, they're definitely going to run out of time. Ooh, bit of a jump scare there for Dusick. Seko coming around the corner. Instead, dives right back at him with that flat cannon. And now we've got an amp spawning any second. More shots coming out by Dusick. He's going to have a chance to grab this amp as well. Ooh, a clean grab by him. Takes a little bit of damage, but he's going to have a spawner right in front of him. This time hits the sniper shot. And another follow-up one on his teammate, so this could be where EU really puts this one away with under 4 minutes to go. DW's been hanging in there. Ooh, turns the corner and the goo takes him out. So a dangerous peek there, and he goes down and pays for it. Now the amp in the hands of DW with the chance to flip this right back around. keep themselves within range, but perhaps coming back. Oh, you see the shot right there. That's the danger of running with your teammate, is if you get too close, no room for him to take a clean shot at the opponent. A little bit of team damage, nothing too bad, but DW, again, getting caught out one at a time, and EU's been doing, basically EU this game has been doing what DW was doing to them, which is catching them out in 2-on-1 scenarios. Really chasing them down and fighting with the numbers advantage. And that's why we're seeing a 23 frag lead with just under 3 minutes to go, and this is going to be out of reach pretty soon here for EU. Excuse me, for DW in favor of EU. And look at that, DRUCKWELLE with another massive game. Dropping almost 5,000 damage, and we may see him get there, especially if he keeps getting these amps to close this game out. Getting to 5,000 damage in a 2v2 is not usual. Let's put it that way. Remember, you've got half as many targets as you do in a 4v4 situation. And that's about his damage output that we saw in those 4v4 maps. So, an even bigger game. And look at that, 140 seconds of amp time. 5 of them in his hands. And DRUCKWELLE not even grabbing a single shield belt either, leaving those for Pa. But big time damage output. Actually shooting more of a human accuracy this game. Only 38 or 35.8% sniper so far with 123 shots. Definitely favoring that sniper rifle. Only about 2/3 as many with the shock rifle. Still shooting pretty accurate though at 26 kills. Like we say, getting upwards of 5k damage in 2v2. Just a massive game here for DRUCKWELLE. So with 90 seconds to go, I think we can go ahead and call this one. EU looking determined in this one. Really jumped on DW early, and honestly, the second half of this game, DW's actually fought back pretty well. They haven't really closed the gap, but they've kept it even. So the big problem you're going to have if you're DW, taking away from this map, is that they never really were able to control the amp. They were able to contest the shield belt. I mean, look, they ended up grabbing 5 of them. So DW in decent shape for their power-up control towards the end of this one, the second half, but amps all in EU's favor. And the way DRUCKWELLE has been shooting in particular, really making him pay. The shots going back and forth. Pa getting a sharpshooter of his own. And up to a 25 frag lead now. I think that's where it was about 4 minutes ago at the biggest point. So, like I say, pretty much even, drawing even the second half. So DW's got that. You know, perhaps needing to get a little bit warmed up, kind of used to the 2v2 mechanic or 2v2 dynamic, but the first half especially, EU just running over. And look at that amp time. Look at the damage difference. And again, DRUCKWELLE dropping 5,200 damage, which is huge in a 2v2 game. That said, only map 1. Of course, it is a best of 3, so we'll be going to deck again next. And look at those 100 armors. Only 100 armor. I think that may be the most impressive number I'm looking at right now. Only 100 armor for DW in this map. That's huge. 21 for EU. So 8 to 6 shield belts is one thing, and you know, you see doubling up the amp time, but 21 to 1 armors. That perhaps being the most important pickup number that we saw there. All right, so moving into map 2, an opportunity for DW to get back into this one and force a tiebreaker. Of course, they took the first 2 points of this matchup, but EU was threatening in both of those games, and on top from the very opening moments. in map 1 of this one. All right, so it looks like no roster changes here. Both teams going to stick with the same two and get this going. And here we go. It's game time, baby. Connex 5 here. Map 2 of this 2v2 portion of this matchup. And EU storming out to a lead on Rankin in map 1, taking that one comfortably. This time, DW already off to a faster start. We'll see if EU can close this one out and take their first match, or the first points of the matchup. Or if DW can come back and force a map 3 that would be on DM Cannon. And there is the lead going right back to EU. DW actually losing a point. Got the first arm response coming up in 10 seconds. We'll head over to the belt now. That's going to be the big one. Belt control was pretty even by the end of Rankin there. I think in the second half, DW got organized a little bit better to challenge it. Amp, though, was all in EU's favor. And Dusick already off to an early killing spree here. Quick start. They do miss. Both players on EU miss that shield belt. That's going to go to DW. That could be a huge turning point here. And then they get 2 kills off of it, so DW with a chance to capitalize on a huge misstep by EU and perhaps get themselves in position for this amp coming right back into it now, only down by 1. Rain all over that amp. He's going to grab it, looking for targets at this point. Looks like EU hanging out mostly behind him, so there they go. They're gonna make him eat a combo. They trade shots, but too big. Primaries. He does go down from behind though. Dusick. Again, that sniper rifle gonna be so deadly on this map. Probably even deadlier than on Rankin, just because of how much of this map you can see. And Paul perhaps being a little bit cautious here, not wanting to drop that amp back to the other team. Especially with an early lead here. They're right where they want to be. But again, that big misstep over that shield belt. And now Dusick going to try to make up for that. He's got an opportunity. He goes down though, and Seko knocks him into the goo and takes the belt. So some big challenges to that shield belt early on by DW, winning those fights, getting the pickup and the kills. Ooh, a big combo up that ramp, making it look easy. That change in elevation, though, actually makes it rather difficult. I mean, it takes a bit of practice to get that down. And that's true for a lot of the shots we're seeing. Of course, UTPL, high-level players, so a lot of these shots that they may look mundane that we see all game long are actually require quite a bit of practice. We've seen air rockets, we've seen flat balls to the face, we've seen falling headshots and combos all over, but there, Paw knocking Seiko down into the goo. We do see a quick grab of the amp and the kill. Dusick grabbing it for himself now. An amp sniper rifle, so dangerous, especially in the hands of someone who's been shooting upwards of 50% all game long. I should say all day long. Ooh, a big shot there on Rain. Can't get the follow-up. Yeah, decides to back up. Doesn't want to eat any more goo. Not part of a balanced breakfast. Gonna have to be careful though, grabbing those vials. Told him exactly where he is. Yeah, as soon as they can hear you grab those vials. The headshot though off the spawn by Dusick. Making him pay, and again, the open nature of this map. Dusick can run around with a sniper rifle virtually all game. There's 2 of them in this map, so they can't really deny it. Two shocks, 2 snipers. A big hit scan playground. But right now, he is being chased down by some rockets. Manages to grab the boots to get out of harm's way, but that belt going to be highly contentious. Paw now in a killing spree of his own. But both EU players down to under 20 HP. They may not. Oh, they do actually. So Paw, with the risky move, jumping down to grab that belt, gets out cleanly. And DW perhaps getting a little bit out of rhythm. We've seen this earlier. In position to challenge that belt, but not quite keeping the timing of it, and that's a free one for EU. Long range shots coming out. Really, just getting in position for that amp. An amp sniper rifle in Dusic's hands yet again, but only 60 HP, so he's got to be a bit careful here. There's the nice patience. He saw him jump out of the air, just landed right in his crosshairs, but Rain with the clutch goo kill to protect himself. Now that's going to earn him an amp run. Can he find a target in time? This is the question. Oh, Dusic up top, immediately going for that sniper rifle. Ooh, but nice shot there by Rain. Takes him out, and getting that sniper out of Dusic's hands just as important as getting that kill. And another power-up. So here we go. DW got something going here. A couple of big kills in a row, a couple power-ups in a row. Question is, can they now turn that into kills and try to pull back into this one? Only down 8, not even halfway through this one. Plenty of time to go, but how many times have we seen teams fight their way back in? Oh, the headshot by Pa. Pa trying to answer back with his teammate and hang in there. I mean, saw him going a killing spree earlier still. A little bit more damage for Dusic. 16 and 8, so obviously pulling out most of the kills so far. Let's head over to Amp. Spawning in 10 seconds. Got the fight over the pit there, but that's going to leave the Amp wide open. Dusic's going to be in position, has a shock rifle in his hands. He can get up top. He has nobody challenging him, so Dusic should have heard that Amp spawn. He does, so now he's got a clean Amp grab with a shock rifle in his hands and plenty of opportunity to do damage. Eats a rocket, but oh, falls right in front of that belt, and Seiko was right on it, and Dusic timed it perfectly, kills him off, but gets the kill and the pickup. Snuffs out any chance of continuing that power-up control by DW. And of course, going straight up for a sniper rifle, so that Amp's gonna expire. But a couple of kills, snagging control back. Ooh, and the spawner right in front of him. One sniper shot comes out, two comes out. Dusic so confident, doesn't even pull out the shock rifle to combo him off of that platform. Just trusts himself to hit 2 shots in a row. We'll take a quick look. I'm not afraid of jinxing this man right now, the way he's been playing. 48 shots taken, 45% accuracy, and that's about what we've seen him do all day long. So one frag away from doubling up again. There it is, the halfway point. EU doubling up DW. About where they were on ranking. DW, it must be said, challenging these power-ups much more consistently on deck than they did ranking, but right now EU is just on a roll. Amp's gonna spawn in 2 seconds. Fortunate spawn there for Dusic. He's gonna be in position to grab it. Untouched yet again. He's actually gonna go up top for a sniper rifle first. So Amp sniper with no damage, a clean grab of that Amp, and you know, right as I gave DW props for challenging these pickups. Ooh, nice shot there by Rain to push him up, but the Amp's headshot by Dusic turns him down. DW has definitely been challenging the belt well in this map, but still hasn't quite managed to control the Amp, and that's it's kind of what cost them on ranking. Definitely costing them again here on deck. See them running after those spawners with that Lincoln, just gonna melt them down, and that's a smart play there by Dusic as we see him going to spree, because you're not just getting the one kill there, but then if you can chase down a respawner who has no weapons and no HP, you can try to turn that first kill into multiple. Ooh, almost overshoots it, using the air control to just about stop. I thought we were gonna see Dusic with another swan dive. We saw both EU players diving straight into the goo early on in this one, with DW able to grab the pickup there and a couple of kills, and one of the big turning points early in the match that gave DW a chance to come back. As it is, EU now back in control and on a roll, and really extending this lead. Shot after shot, Dusic just feeling very confident right now. See him jumping down, opting to use the rocket launcher there. Interesting move there. Why, I'm not entirely sure why he decided to switch over to the rockets, because he had been trusting his hit scan aim all game. Oh, he does, again, DW losing control of that power up. They were actually in position to challenge it, but EU grabbing it again. Amp sniper rifle in Dusic's hands. And we've seen how dangerous that can be. And both armors going to Dusic. Not sure if he had timing on that 100 or if he was just swinging by it to see if it spawned. In any case, EU now controlling every single power-up in the map. A few more shots by Dusic. I think we're just going to stick with him, honestly. No disrespect to everyone else in this game, but the way this man's been shooting, he's just putting on a show right now. And with under 5 minutes to go, this one might already be out of reach for DW. EU just looking stronger and stronger as this match has gone on. But, of course, we saw the first 4v4 maps going to DW, giving themselves a bit of a cushion here. So even though this 2v2 looks like it's going to go to EU, a bit of a lead for DW going into the duel portion. And of course, a couple best of 3 matches there, so anything can still happen with the overall points here. Oh, the headshot there by Dusic, just hanging out up top, basically just being a human turret at this point. Another one to follow it up, just looking for targets. Looking like he's playing Longest Yard in Quake or something, just standing in the middle of the map, looking for people to pluck down out of the sky. Another shot coming out. Dusic not giving DW any opportunity to breathe right now. Oh, he misses the easiest shot of the day, though. So Seiko figured out how to crack the code against Dusic. Just stand still. Oh, but the adjustment. Back-to-back shots. Oh, both players respawning by the flak. Unfortunate respawns there. And Dusic is just unconscious right now with that sniper rifle in his hands. Another headshot by Dusic. Finally takes him out. Rain with another bio rifle kill. That's the second one of the game for Rain. I think we saw one on Rankin as well. Meanwhile, Paw's up to 141 HP, just soaking up all those vials, while Dusic was going nuts with the sniper rifle. We do have shield belt spawn. It's almost academic at this point, though. We do see it down there. We see fighting up top. Seiko maybe with a chance to steal it away. He does. Only 30 HP. And that is only the 3rd shield belt that DW has grabbed. So they have been contesting it consistently throughout the game, but still haven't been able to manage control. And as we've seen, that amp has just been absolutely huge in EU's hands. And continuing with our theme of the day, Dusic with the amp in his hands, and they have now tripled up the score on DW. Really getting out of hand here. So EU coming in looking maybe like a little bit of a chip on their shoulder after losing both of those 4v4 maps. Not quite managing the comeback on either one. Definitely going to get the 2v2 point in the matchup, and then we're going to be heading into 4v4. The upside for DW, their best player, their player that was on fire, going shot for shot with Dusic in 4v4 was Tamerlane. And I believe he is currently set to be playing one of those duels for them, so this will be all of Dusic that EU can play today. That'll be as much as DW has to see him. So that would be the I guess the silver lining for DW as they finish this one off. Just trying to keep some momentum going, but yeah, again, EU all over them in this 2v2 portion. Dusic now heading upwards towards 6k damage. Again, in 2v2, 5k damage is huge. 6k is absurd. And with the amp spawning in 10 seconds and a sniper rifle in his hands, Dusic here actually has an opportunity to hit that. We can get a clean grab here. Nice combo there by Pa, though. And it must be said, while we're spending a lot of time in Dusic, just because, you know, he's been hitting such crazy shots. His output, his damage output's been insane, but Pa's been having a pretty solid game himself. I mean, it has not been a one-man show by Oh, by any means, Dusik there with, even with the Enforcer, just hit scanning all over the place. But yeah, I mean, we saw Paul go in a couple killing sprees of his own. Very efficient game by him, supporting his teammate. Sometimes when you have a hot hand on your team, you kind of play differently and you just sort of support them and let them, you know, you give them all the tools that they need to just kind of erase the other team. And that's what we're seeing Dusik do right now with this last amp run. And now he's going to have, oh, he jumps over the belt again. Second time this game. Luckily there, Paw right in position to snag it, protect his teammate, finish this one on a high note. But there you go, over 6k damage there by Dusik. So EU coming storming back in this matchup. But again, only worth 1 point. So DW still overall having the lead. And maybe a relief for DW. That's all they're going to see of Dusik today. We'll head on over to the brackets while they get the duel set up. We do see starting things off, Tamerlane versus Uzi. This would be a very, very high-level matchup here. Again, Tamerlane going shot for shot with Dusik. As well as he's played, Tamerlane was right there with him in the 4v4 portion, so that'll be a chance for DW to try to put their best foot forward again and try to take some points in the duel portion. Uzi, though, also a very dangerous player of his own. And then, of course, Masta versus Scandalous. And our last matchup of the game of the day, and that game might end up determining who comes ahead or comes out ahead in this overall matchup. So definitely stick around. Lots to watch out for. And again, another quick look at these rankings leading into this one. You have DW and EU here, number 1 and number 2. The very close points matchup. Match is up. We are jumping in here. What were these maps again? Let's take a look. Looks like we're going to have Solo, then Coma, then Erase. All right, Uzi is in this server, so there we go. Looks like we should be getting started here shortly. So yeah, a little bit of talk in chat. So to clarify, we do start off with 2 4v4 maps. Each one is worth its own point. Then it's a best of 3 2v2 for 1 point, and then 2 best of 3 duels for their own points. So right now, 2 points to 1 DW, despite that dominant 2v2 performance by EU. DW still in the lead overall in this matchup. So Uzi suggesting he is perhaps not familiar with the map, so gonna guess this is Tamerlane's map pick. Again, I said this earlier, but the way Tamerlane was playing in 4v4, shooting, looking very dangerous, I should say, with this hit scan. So definitely gonna be interesting to see how that plays out here. Obviously, in duel, it's much easier to deny a specific weapon from your opponent. So see if Uzi takes that route. Obviously, there won't be any amps for Tamerlane to grip in 2v2 though, so, or excuse me, in 1v1. So will be a slightly different dynamic in duel. That said, Uzi definitely going to have his work cut out for him. Let's see what they can do on map 1 here. It'll be solo. Again, Uzi suggesting in chat, I'm guessing this is Tamerlane's map pick, so map 2 will be Uzi's, and then of course a tiebreaker if necessary. But we are getting kicked off of map 1 right now. Here we go, 3, 2, 1. It's game time, baby. Connex 5 here with our first duel of the day. Uzi versus Tamerlane. Tamerlane trying to give his team the 3rd point of the day. Uzi trying to pull even. This is going to be Tamerlane's map pick, so Uzi going to try to fight his way in. You see him in position ahead of that 100 armor spawn. Bit of a face check there. Oh, the nice patient rocket, though, slides underneath, and Uzi taking the early lead. Tamerlane with a dangerous jump. Ooh, the anti-combo there just saves him because Uzi had placed that shock ball very nicely. Had a chance to perhaps get a follow-up kill off the spawn. Doesn't. And players are going to retreat to their corners. We do have 100 and shield belt spawning at the same time right now. Oh, just missed with that flak ball. Tamerlane makes him pay. So he's going to grab that belt. 100 armor is still up. I don't know if Uzi's going to get to it in time. And he does. Nice peek shot by Tamerlane. Doesn't quite hit, though. Chasing him down. You see just the patience by Tamerlane here. Having a bit of map control, but just waiting for his opportunity. Uzi's right on top of him, though. He misses the opportunity there. He guessed wrong with the rockets, and Uzi, though, didn't hear them spawning. Maybe with a chance to get the jump on him instead. Uzi taking another 100 armor, but again, still full shield belt. Tamerlane's control, and neither player can seem to quite predict the other one. Hit scan going back and forth, but still pretty even on health. Oh, he's got him in a corner. This could be Tamerlane's chance with the rockets. Bouncing him up and taking him out. And respawn right behind him, trying to knock him off of that shield belt, but instead, Uzi now going to be on the run, trying to make his way over to that 100 armor. Back-to-back snipers there by Tamerlane. Again, he was looking mighty comfortable with that sniper rifle in 4v4. Ooh, oversteps trying to get those vials, so a couple seconds off of his timing, but still a 3-1 lead here for Tamerlane early on, and Uzi gets headshot. Nice. Oh, and the follow-up rocket taking 0 damage there. Tamerlane continues to control this map and hit pretty much everything he's firing right now, getting damage off of every situation. See him trying to follow up there with the link spam. Hits him one time, can't quite finish him off, but lift after lift gonna allow him to just circle around, looking like he's just juggling back and forth. And the patience there with that sniper rifle shot, gonna be right in position for that shield belt, but Uzi trying to answer back with rockets. Has Tamerlane down to 49 HP, but anything will take him out. You saw him diving at that belt, just trying to steal it. Said gives up the kill and the power up. And Tamerlane continuing to be in control here. Oh, the rocket snipe combo by Tamerlane. So much instant spike damage there. Oh, and it finishes him off again. So Tamerlane right now, while we talk about his sniper aim, and it's definitely come into play here today, his rockets have actually been extremely useful for him this map. He's been predicting Uzi's movement extremely efficiently. In other words, guessing which way he's going to go. He's putting rockets there, and Uzi standing still, trying to pin him down with that enforcer. Instead, just gets headshot. That'd be the easiest shot of the day for Tamerlane. Ooh, and Uzi, you see what he's trying to do? He's trying to bait Tamerlane into running into some rockets. Those are potentially very high damage. And Tamerlane just predicting Uzi over and over right now. So the suggestion here that Tamerlane was his map pick, it looks like that is the case based on how well he's been predicting Uzi's movement. Looking very, very comfortable in this map. And we're just about the halfway point of this one, but a 10 frag lead, and Tamerlane still completely in control. Would not be shocked to see this one end early. Looks like there is the concession. All Tamerlane in map 1, but Uzi will have the map pick here coming up next. Looks like Uzi perhaps conceding map 2. So not sure what happened there. Perhaps a rage quit, or I mean, you never know, right? Like sometimes people get caught up with their dog jumping in their lap, or their girlfriend calling them out, or things happen. Maybe the pizza man arrived. But in any case, it looks like DW gonna take that third point of the matchup. So Tamerlane still continuing his run through today, just looking absolutely dominant in pretty much every game type. So Tamerlane, very impressive today. With his individual efforts, and that his day will be over. We're now down to one duel, Masta versus Scandalous. All right, so we're gonna let that second duel get set up and send you over to the promo video right quick while I take just a quick bathroom break, get you all ready to go. The last match of the day. Okay, it looks like actually we might go ahead and play the map 2 here. So it looks like Uzi might be jumping back in. So we're gonna jump back in that server. Because we are on Coma. So there we go, got some music going for you. We're gonna be ready to go if they are ready to go. And there we go, Uzi versus Tamerlane. So we are back in here, readied up. And here we go. Three, two, one, and it's game time, baby. Connex 5 here. We've got Uzi versus Tamerlane. Map 2, we just saw Tamerlane take solo. Trying to finish this one off. Getting his team a third point in this matchup. Again, ranking implications down in this Challenger League. Tamerlane, though, has looked red hot all day long. Continuing that, as soon as he gets a sniper rifle in his hand, he just about becomes the scariest player of the day so far. Oh, a big flak coming out. A couple of kills early on, and there's the 100 armor in his hands. Down to 10 HP, though, so he's going to have to pick up some health. If Uzi can track him down, he may have a chance to take him out. Oh, the big flak ball, though, misses. Uzi able to take him out with the with the enforcer, and back and forth these two go, just taking each other out off the spawn. And that's going to be one of the keys to keep an eye on, is not just who wins an individual fight, but whether they can have enough health afterwards, ooh, to survive. And Tamerlane, the full shred kill there off of the shield belt. We'll follow him now as he's got the first belt of the game, as well as the 100 armor in his hands. So Uzi's trying to track him down, thinking he's low on HP. Actually putting a lot of pressure on him here. Takes him out with that stinger. So Uzi just being reckless right now. Right in his face, but of course Tamerlane follows it right back up. And that's what we talk about. Not just winning the individual fight, but being able to survive the next engagement. Tamerlane, knowing the situation, able to track him down, finish him off, and extend this lead early on. The fall away sniper by Tamer to somehow stay alive. Only now he's down to 28 HP, and there's the flak by both players. Back and forth, a bit of scorched earth tactics there. And we are back to a 4 frag difference. Only a couple minutes into this one. There's the headshot by Tamerlane. I've lost track of the number of headshots he's had today. It's got to be close to double digits so far. But Dual Enforcer facing off against Link. Dual Enforcer actually wins, so Uzi right now. So basically, Uzi's strategy at this point has been to just harass Tamerlane. And it's not a bad idea. If you can get in his face, Tamerlane is someone who likes to sit back. He's been most deadly. He's been good with the rockets. We saw that on solo, but really he's been on another level with his sniper rifle. So if you let him sit back at a distance and you try to duel him from there, nothing good's gonna happen. That said, a nice headshot there by Uzi, able to steal the 100 armor and get that kill. Now looking for a follow-up if he can find him off the spawn. As I was saying, if he can close that gap, get in his face with rockets and flak, maybe even some Link as we've seen before, make Tamerlane uncomfortable. Maybe give himself a shot here. You see him delaying that belt, daring Tamerlane to come charging into it. Tamerlane knows better. Ooh, rockets from up top. There's some more shock juggling coming out back and forth. Uzi making sure he stays on top of Tamerlane. Tamerlane, though, able to get his health back up. Oh, almost a huge combo there. Uzi just guessing wrong a couple times. Tamerlane has just basically won all those 50-50 matchups whenever it's about guessing left or right, high or low. I feel like Tamerlane has been on top of it. Uzi goes down there with the rockets. Almost had him with a huge combo, but just couldn't quite connect. Tamerlane continues to be, let's check his accuracy just for funsies. Only shooting 36% sniper, so Tamerlane having an extended slump this game so far. With only 5 sniper kills and only shooting 35%. But I guess he's making up for it with this flak accuracy of 45%, which is silly, especially on a map that's relatively. Actually, it's kind of average. It's not the openest map in the game. It's also not the most close quarters. It's not like Leah, where every rocket and every flak you shoot does at least 1 damage. Oh, but right now, Tamerlane's still just a madman with the sniper rifle. We're halfway through this one. 7 frag lead for Tamerlane. Looks like he's in control at the moment. Another big prediction combo. Again, just continuing to predict Uzi very, very effectively. And Tamerlane, you know, it's a combination of experience, of sound, you know, knowing where you kill someone, where they're going to move after that, baiting people into power-ups. I mean, there's a lot that goes into it, but Tamerlane right now just in control. Halfway through this one, up by 9. And Uzi trying to whittle him down with the Enforcer shots. Just so tough. That gun is so unpredictable. Sometimes you hit 5 or 6 shots in a row, and sometimes you just whiff. Stinger now coming out. Maybe a better opportunity for Uzi to try to whittle him down with Stinger or Link. We saw him chase him down with the Link earlier. Have some luck with that. The big combo comes out. And standing in there with that sniper rifle up close, Tamerlane just so confident in his abilities. Finally pulls out the rocket to get the kill. Oh, and the headshot by Uzi, though, knocks him right back down. Pulls back within 10. See that 100 armor go into Uzi. So we're going to be running low on time here before too long, but he doesn't want to make any rash moves right now. Waiting for him to chase him down. 2 snipers in a row. This could be his chance. He knows he's going for that health. Nice shot there by Uzi. Predicted properly that time. And again, you see him trying to predict him going for the armor, just not quite guessing right. And that kind of being the theme so far is Tamerlane just winning those 50-50 kind of guessing games. And of course, continuing to just shoot 300% accuracy with the sniper rifle as we've seen him all day. Ooh, a flak ball to the face. Tamerlane actually damages himself there, so eating a little of his own ball there. Gotta be careful with that, but especially on a map like this with columns everywhere. So this is one of those maps where they break up the line of sight by putting a bunch of vertical columns in places. Erase another map that's kind of similar. When you get those twitch shots where you're trying to track someone, you shoot a flak ball out. So easy to just knock your own teeth out with it. So under 3 minutes to go, we've got it to an 11-point lead. Tamerlane still looking firmly in control. Uzi trying to track him down, though. Try to cut into that lead. It looks like he's probably going to run out of time at some point. But no concession yet, so we'll continue to play this one out. It does look like, though, Tamerlane going to secure a 3rd point for DW in this matchup. We do still have one more duel scheduled to close things out. I'm not actually sure what the final point rankings look like, because we did, I believe DW had a 1-point lead in the overall UTPL rankings. So the last duel may not actually change their final rankings, but it looks like we're going to be hanging out anyway, so, you know, might as well get her done. So the last couple minutes of this one looking a little bit more like a classic Coma matchup here. Kind of the peak shots back and forth, a little bit of cat and mouse. Each player just trying to get the big prediction shot, whether it's a rocket or a combo. Try to get that big shot in mid-range and then close the gap to finish it off, but neither one really conceding much as they're both taking their shots, and whoever takes damage able to back away and heal back up. See another shield belt coming in there. Tamerlane trying to drop a rocket on it. And again, 0 damage back and forth with these two. They've been playing so careful the last few minutes. Tamerlane there finally winning a battle. Putting it up to a 12 frag lead, and with a minute to go, that will do it. So, someone in Twitch chat can correct me if I'm wrong, but ooh, a big mid-air rocket there. So Tamerlane getting a highlight reel shot there. Kind of wish I had the projectile camera ready for that. Someone might want to go into the replay mode, the live replay mode, and make a little frag video clip of that one. Mid-air rocket follow-up sniper. That was pretty nice. Mid-air flak to sniper. Oh, the flak ball to the face. So Tamerlane getting a little bit of a kiss to finish this one off from the smiley face. Has enough armor to survive it, so he'll push it up to a 15 frag lead as we count down this one. And like I said, Twitch chat, feel free to confirm or deny, but I think that with this 3rd point of the matchup, that will give DW the win of the Challenger division. Because I think they had a Challenger side, they were up by 1 frag, or excuse me, by 1 point in the rankings. So some sportsmanship coming out at the end there, some nice chat back and forth. Again, not a whole lot of drama between the teams this week. So we do have Massa versus Scandalous on deck. Well, not on, actually on a race first and then deck. And that'll be the last game of the season in the Challenger division, barring relegation matches. And again, that has kind of yet to be decided. But DW now putting themselves in position to finish strong and try to fight their way into the Epic division for Season 2. So it looks like both players are in. doing a little bit of chatting, making sure I'm ready, which I am, but I can't tell them because, you know, why would a spectator need to be able to talk to a server, right? All right, looks like players are readying up. And here we go. Checkered flag is waving. We are at the last match of the season for UTPL Season 1 Challenger. Starting here in just about 5 seconds. And here we go. It's game time, baby. Connex 5 here with the last duel of the day of the season in the Challenger tier. EW trying to finish strong and push their way in for a chance to move up to the Epic division. EU trying to finish strong themselves. Scandalous, though, up early 1-0 in map 1. The shots coming out back and forth as they trade. Masta, though, down to 27 HP. You see Scandalous trying to take him out. Masta on the run, wisely doubles back into that health. Still looking for more health packs. He knows he's going to have a challenge here by Scandalous, who got him down to 27 HP. Oh, and there's the sniping shot off of the knees, sliding around. We're going to head over to this belt. We're going to see a challenge by both players. See them jumping down on top of it. Flak versus Sniper, and there's the full Flak to take it. Masta winning that matchup close range. 100 armor does go to Scandalous. Of course, early on they're going to spawn at about the same time. So Masta now just looking for a chance to get a clean shot on Scandalous and then maybe follow it up for the kill. Ooh, multiple shots here coming out. Scandalous down to 34 HP, but he pings him back with a couple of shot primaries of his own. Masta now down to 80 HP, going to be on the run for just a bit, but he does get that 100 in his possession. Scandalous able to pick up some health, so both players looking reasonably healthy again to get set up to fight over this shield belt spawn. With a close range rocket battle, Masta's actually been winning these close range battles with that Flak and Rocket to see him 1 kill each. And of course that shot kill on top of it. So in a map that can often be defined by its mid-range combat with the shock primaries especially and a little bit of sniper, Rockets and Flak up close being the difference so far. You see some fun with lifts happening back and forth, these two. Masta continuing to look very comfortable with that shock primary juggling. Shield belt will be spawning right now. Scandalous still in position to challenge it. Ooh, the shot comes out, and Masta trying to just dodge back into it. He does, but not before taking shot after shot, down to 21 HP. He'll be on the run. Scandalous trying to track him down. Let's see what it looks like from his perspective. You see him putting out that combo, trying to catch him on the way to the health. Masta somehow escapes, still has 52 HP, so Scandalous has been outputting a ton of damage. But no satisfaction so far. Oh, he guesses wrong there, and Masta able to get away. Oh, the rockets coming out, missing, but there's the trade and the sniper shot there by Scandalous, taking out Masta down to one more shot himself before he would have gone down, but ties it back up. Clutch shot there by Scandalous. You hear the footsteps underneath. Scandalous not wanting to give away his position. He does finally grab the health. And Masta with the escape, you saw that Scandalous was just waiting for him to come back at him. Masta totally happy to just get away and kind of add to his map control. About to hit the halfway point of this one, dead even. But Scandalous on the hunt, looking kind of aggressive right now, actually. Looks like Masta's happy to basically just run the map and wait for his opportunity. Scandalous here trying to force the issue. Rockets going back and forth. One more shot. Either way could do it. Oh, big combo comes up in the headshot by Masta to finish that one off. And Masta looking good now with the lead at about the halfway point, but Scandalous going to close that gap. And that close range flak. Again, the Rockets versus flak up close been such a huge differentiator in who's gonna win a fight in this matchup so far, and Scandalous that time coming out on top, tying it right back up, right through the halfway point. Ooh, big combo there. Oh, and the sniper shot to answer back. Scandalous had him right where he wanted him. Masta able to snipe back through it and through the damage. So Masta down to 62 HP, but he's going to have enough to get away. Scandalous backing off, looking for the belt, but it's not there. 2 more shots with that Enforcer, but Masta's still up to 90 HP, so Scandalous here has to be careful. He might be miscalculating here. He's trying to be aggressive, but there's a big flat ball, and now Masta's got to be on the run. 2 more Enforcer shots. That Enforcer coming up huge for Scandalous over the last couple minutes. But Masta's still in position here to push through, and that flat ball just misses. Scandalous with the Hail Mary almost drops it on Masta's face, and there's a flat ball up close to tie it right back up. Oh, and there's the fall-away sniper to finish it off. Scandalous taking the lead. It's been back and forth, though. As soon as one player takes the lead, it's been flipping right back the other way. These two have been dead even so far, down to the 3-minute mark. Oh, a big combo opportunity, and Masta misses it. And that was huge. Scandalous got caught from behind. The combo doesn't quite take him out. Able to turn it back around and get the kill, and that gives him a 2-frag lead. Keep an eye out on that shot. That could be the turning point to look back at if Scandalous ends up coming away with this one. And Scandalous continues to be so daring, down to 22 HP, standing in there trying to get one more shot on Masta. Whittling him down, but Masta's been very methodical about picking up health in between fights. So a lot of these fights where Scandalous is hitting shot after shot, next time they run into each other, Masta's right back up to full health. Right now, both players very weak, and there's the combo in the mid-air follow-up primary to take him out. That was a nice series of shots there by Scandalous, putting him up to a 3-frag lead, approaching the 2-minute mark. And now Masta's going to be running out of time here soon, so he's going to have to pick a spot and decide to be aggressive here. He's been pretty effective up close with that flak. It looks like that's what he's going to pull out and maybe try to bait him out at the shield belt. Oh, no, he grabs it, takes a combo from below, but now he knows where he is. And Scandalous now staying aggressive, so trying to keep Masta on his heels. A couple of snipers trading back and forth. Players pretty much dead even on health. Ooh, and the rising sniper misses. Masta deciding to go for another sniper shot. Surprised to see him not pull out rockets or flak there. There's one shot coming out. Trying to break him down. And you see the rockets by Scandalous close range. Changing. Well, oh, they trade shots though. So Masta finally hits the sniper shots. But he goes back and forth. Ends up being a trade. And that's going to actually work out fine for Scandalous. We are down to a minute to go. All he has to do is survive at this point. And Masta trying to track him down. Just get one more opportunity here. Oh, Scandalous, though, puts it away. The sniper shot from behind. Aggressive move there, circling back behind him, and that may be the one that puts it out of reach. So Masta and Scandalous basically just trading back and forth throughout this entire game, but Scandalous in the end there hits a couple big shots and allows him to close this one out strong and take a 1-map lead. So that's going to do it with 20 seconds left. We'll try to take a look at the scoreboard here. Quick look at the accuracies for you. Look at those belts. 7-2 in Masta's control, but Scandalous able to just output more damage, just hitting those shots more consistently. Fought his way back into it, actually, as Masta had control for a while, but Scandalous on top, 1-0. Map 2, we will be moving over to deck, and then Leah will be the tiebreaker if needed. So that'll be an interesting series. Deck and Leah, I think, play very, very different to each other, which is how open deck is, you know, and how many hit scan weapons they are versus Leah, which is often decided with a last-minute kill with rockets or flak or something. We've seen so many comebacks on Leah, so many close games. Almost polar opposites in map style. But Scandalous able to hold on, indeed come back to take map 1 there. So match point for Scandalous could be the last game of the season for either of these two, for both of these two players. Masta trying to push it to map 3. And we are live right now. Here we go, 3, 2, 1, and it's game time, baby. Connex 5 here, the last duel of the day. Map 2 going on deck. We just saw Scandalous take map 1, trying to close this one out with a 4th point for DW in this matchup. Masta had the lead for much of the game. They were back and forth in map 1, so definitely wouldn't be surprised to see this get pushed to a map 3, but right now, these two trying to hit the first. Big shot to get on the board. Scandalous continuing to be aggressive. He was aggressive all last map. At times, perhaps to his detriment. Masta able to bait him into some close range battles and win them, but right now paying off for Scandalous, up 1-0. Just about a minute into this one. Oh, Scandalous with the opportunity there. Had him predicted. Hit the wall. Couldn't quite time that combo. Has him pinned back in there, but Masta coming around the corner with 3 shocks in a row of his own, and Scandalous answers back, so the shock primary duel ends up going to Scandalous. They're giving him a 2-frag lead. Only 51 HP though, so interesting to see if he goes for the follow-up kill or bounces down in there to get some health. That health gonna be his first goal here. Masta, smart move though, going up to all those health files, and now 140 HP. Off the spawn, has sniper, shock, and 140 over 100, so a pretty good reset there for Masta getting back into this one. Oh, the big combo and another primary shot. Scandalous right now is absolutely on fire. Take a look at his accuracies there. Only 36% with shock, but I swear he's hit probably 8 out of his last 9, it feels like, because he had 3 in a row to finish off the kill before that one. Then that one right there, just looking so comfortable in a map where you can really dominate with 1 or 2 weapons. Depending on how you can play, you can definitely rely on that shock rifle. Oh, it's a little bit early to that belt. Overshoots it into the drink. Obviously not what he wants to accomplish there. Masta basically conceding that belt, putting himself in position for the 100 armor, but mistimes it a little bit, so now he's gonna have to drop back down. He's gonna be in a bit of a vulnerable position. The Scandalous shooting down from up top. Oh, big combo though from below, and Masta catching him up close, this time with the shock rifle. Oh, and the sniper, back and forth these two go. Still a 3-frag lead for Scandalous, but now he's down to 35 HP. And with a link gun spawn for Masta, he's got a chance if he can track him down. Try to answer right back. Masta opting to be a little bit more conservative. Go back for that 100 armor. Circling back around, and Scandalous still only 50 HP. Playing with fire a little bit. We'll see if Masta can make him pay. Ooh, more aggression. Scandalous being blindly aggressive here. Finally goes for the health and eats a combo, and Masta with the follow-up, not gonna hit. Does give him a chance to grab that belt, but shots coming out, and a nice combo there by Masta, dropping it down, getting shot, keeping focused on it, and now pulling within 2. Ooh, eating a combo coming up that lift, so dangerous on this map. And your opponent knows where you are. There's so many predictable combos you can drop into doorways, into choke points. Ooh, Scandalous had a chance there, just clipped the wall again with the shock ball, and there's the flat ball to the face. Masta kissing the smiley face. And Masta back in this one, only down by 2. We're not even halfway through this one. Actually looking a lot like the last mapper. Players just going back and forth here. Masta being a little bit more methodical. Scandalous being highly aggressive. Ooh, Scanda just a second early on that belt. Falls down into the pit. Masta's gonna grab that belt and get the kill and pull within 1. That was a huge momentum shift right there. Masta now 1 kill away from tying it back up. Hits that first shot. He's been hitting a lot more of his shock primaries in the last couple minutes. Scanda seems perfectly happy getting into hit scan duels, and he was winning them early on, but now Masta firing right back and taking control of the map. And when you can stand in there and take 2 or 3 more shots, it doesn't really matter if your opponent shoots a little bit better accuracy, because you're gonna have so much more damage you can tank. Oh, patient sniper shot there by Scanda, just waiting for him to come into view. Now we're gonna have another sniper duel back and forth. Whoever hits the next shot will get a kill. Masta deciding to refill his health, probably a smart move. Scanda's waiting for that shield belt. It does spawn now. Interesting that Masta perhaps didn't have timing on it, so it goes for the 50 armor, but gives up the belt versus an opponent that he could have killed with 1 shot. Oh, has him pinned in with a shock rifle. Dangerous spot for Scanda. Luckily for him, those boots spawn, so now he can kind of dictate the combat. Mid-air twisting shot with that sniper rifle. Very difficult shot. Makes it connect. And now that's going to have, oh, a mid-air rocket to follow it up with. Now he can kill him with the sniper rifle. And Scanda, so aggressive and able to finish him off there, perhaps catching Masta off guard. Really, from a tactical perspective, no real reason for Scandalous to fight there, but he turns the corner, gets the follow-up headshot off the spawn, and Scandalous now looking very, very sharp, trying to put this one out of reach. And just a whole array of weapons on display there too. Scandalous on a roll, and Masta's gonna go ahead and call it there. 9-4, Scandalous on top. And DW now taking 4 out of 5 points in this one. We saw EU fighting back in the 4v4, almost with the comebacks, couldn't make it happen, looking very strong in the 2v2, but then DW coming out on top with both of the duel rounds, and that'll give them 4 points. And I believe